Hi Breazehome developers, my name is Hao Ren. The product owner and mentor is Dr. Masood Sajadi. In this video, I will introduce the structure of Pyretsfeed. After the Pyretsfeed starts, the first function in the course is the generate session function. After this function, we will have the session pointer. With this pointer, we can get some information from the MLS server. So there are two kind of modes to run a Pyretsfeed. One is image only. Another one is download the image and also insert the data into the database. Let's go to the first. So in the image only mode, we will only download the images from the server. First, we get the table data, which means we get all the data from the MLS server to get the properties data. And then we parse the data from the raw data, which is XML data, to the Python objects. So all the real estate properties will be stored in that array. And then we get the image data. In this function, we can get the image data for of each property, and we download all the images into the our physical folder. So after this functions, we can get all the images. We can download all the images stored in our machine. Another mode is to download the images and also insert data into the database. Insert the real estate property data into the database. So first, we do the same thing, get all the real estate data from the server, and then we parse the data into the Python objects and stored all the real estate information into the array. Then we get location based on the address of the property. So we will call the Google geocoding API to transform the address into the coordinates. Also, this information will be stored in a database. Then we call the getMedia function, which means we will download all the images into our machine, into our folders. So it does the same thing as the image only mode. Get the image data the same as this one, and download the images the same as this one. So after this getMedia function, we will download all the images files, and then we upload data into our database, which means we will upload the properties data and also the detailed informations and the images names and other informations into the database. So after this, we will finish this program. In this video, I will show how to implement auto-update data in Pyretsfeed. So basically, we will need a timestamp in order to query data with librets. So let's say we already have the timestamp, and we can pass the timestamp like this. This is the query function, and we can query parameter. We can use the timestamp to query like this, last change timestamp. If the data is changed later than this time, it will be queried by this parameter. If the data is updated earlier than this timestamp, it will not be downloaded by us. So in this function, we can see the query parameter is still here, and this is the default parameter, but we don't use it. We will use the we will use this one. You see, last change timestamp, and we will pass the parameter to here, util stamp table data. This is the function we used to download the data from librets, and we have the query parameter here, and we give it to the session. So in this way, we can only download the data later than this timestamp. After we finish to download all the data for this timestamp, we will store this timestamp, the new timestamp, into our local file in order to use it next time. And at the beginning, we will read this file like this. I commented it in order to download some data, because if we use the new timestamp, we will download nothing. So at the beginning of the program, we will read the timestamp from this file and query with the information in this file. In this video, I will introduce how to download images with Pyretsfeed. So there are two different kinds of ways to download the images. One is image only mode, and another one is regular mode. But they are calling the same function and download image in the same way, so I will only introduce the regular mode. In the start migration function, we will get all the real estate data with the librets. In this function, we will get a specific real estate data, and then if we don't have the no image parameter, we will call the getMedia function to get the image data for this real estate property. After we got the image data, they will be stored as a list of objects, and we can, in the download image function, we can go through all the objects with this iterator. This is the object we want to store in the database, so we will create all the information about each image, and also we give the path to download the images into our local folder. So we will download the images as into this path and as this name. After we download all the images, in the upload data function, we will upload the image data into our database. We will call the Breazehome Jungle API to post the image data to the backend, to our backend, in order to store the data into our database. Now I will show how to run Pyretsfeed. This is the virtual machine, and you see Pyretsfeed is here, and also the Breeze deploy is here. We need to run Pyretsfeed in order to connect to the Breeze deploy. The data should be stored in the database, and the images should be connected to Breeze deploy. First, we need to build the Pyretsfeed. Run this command, and after a while it will finish build, and then you can run the image. Docker run -v means we are using this volume, and this is the image name. For the volume, it means this is the path that in the physical machine, not the physical machine actually. It's in the machine where you are running this command, and this machine is this path is the path inside the Docker container. So first go to the deploy folder and open the compose config file. When you run the Docker image, you should keep the path the same with the path in the Breeze deploy. So this is the physical path where the image is stored. So you need to keep this and this the same. And also this is the path inside the Docker image. So you need to keep this and go to the Pyretsfeed folder and open the migrate source code. And you can see here's the migrate Python. And this is the path inside the Docker image, inside the Docker container. So you should keep this and this is the same. So the first, there are two paths. The first, you need to keep this and keep the same as the Docker compose, and the next you need to keep the same as the migrate Python. So after this you can run it. Now the Pyretsfeed is running. Now I will show where the images are stored. So if you go to this folder, so you can see a lot of volume folders. By default, the volume folders are in this directory. When you run the Pyretsfeed, you're calling this command. So this is the volume name. You can see in this folder there's a volume name called image data. So if you go into the image data and go into the data folder, and you can see all the images are stored here. This is only a demo, so the images are not all the images. So it only shows some images. And also the data is stored in the database. So if you used pgadmin to see the database we are using, and go to this table, real estate property media. This is the table that will store all the images on the image data. You can see a lot of images are stored here. This is path of the image, and this is the type, and this is some descriptions, and property ID also. For this property ID, you can see there are 16 images. So how to show the images on website on the details page. Now let's go to the detail page .html. So if you go to the section detail-gallery, so you can see here's the ng repeat called images in the left images. This will be the left side. These images will be in the left images. So the name in the left images are called image. Here's how we generate the URL for image. We connect the image URL with image.path. Let's go to the detail page code. Let's go to the code for details page. In this function, we get the images from backend. So get media by ID, you can get the image information in the database. All the data are stored in the scope.images in this array. So for the ng repeat, we find the image in the left images, and left images are defined here. So we can separate the images into the left images and the right images. So the name, the image.path should be the same as the database. As I showed just now, the image.path is the same as the database, so it will be the so it will be like this. So we connect the image URL with image.path. Where is the image URL? It's defined in the settings.js. So here's the image URL. If the image name is like this, so the URL for the image will be the image URL connect with this path. This is how we define the URL for the images and how we download from the backend. Now I will show how to run a command every week or every day, so that we can automatically update the real estate data every week. In Linux, there's a command called cron tab. Here's the document for the cron tab. So if you defined as the format, you will be able to call the command based on the period, based on any period. Here's the demo to show how to use the cron tab. This is the command we need to call the cron tab service. Let's follow the instructions in the document. So the first is the minute, the second is hour, the third is the day of the month, and the fourth is month of the year, and the fifth is the day of the week. We ignore the year part in our operating system. So here's the demo. This means at 12 o'clock, 0 minute every day and every month, but it has to be the first day of the week to the fifth day of the week, which is Monday to Friday. And year, we ignore this part. This is how we call this command every minute. So let's try it. If you want to register a command to the cron tab, you have to call the command like this. So so now it's registered to the cron tab. You can check all the register command in the cron tab like this, -L. This command means we output this text into this file. So let's see. Let's delete this file. After a while, the file called test.txt will be created in this folder, in the home folder. So you can see the file and also the text inside the file. Now you can see this file is created, and also the text is the same as what we want. If you want to remove this command, we can use this. Now let's create a command to run the Pyretsfeed every week. So this command means every Sunday, every month, and every year. We call this command at 12 o'clock. So the command is the same as how we call it in the terminal. Let's save it. I'll save this file and register it in the cron tab. So now this command will be called every week, every Sunday on 12 o'clock. So that's so much for Pyretsfeed. Here's my contact information. You can send me email if you have any questions. And also here's the email for Dr. Masood Sajadi. Thank you.